Hey guys, Alex and Dad from 7th Hour Films back again with Doctor Who. Last time around was The Lodger. What happened on that one?
Well, James Corden, who was, I know already a star both in the United Kingdom and I think on Broadway. I think he had already done One Man, Two Governors. He's playing this kind of a, schlub, normal guy, goes to work, comes home, lives in this apartment. Anyway, his roommate has moved out, but there's a girl that he works with who is his best friend, but he's also secretly in love with. He's trying to get up the courage to tell her, and seemingly having nothing to do with what's about to go on, because the Doctor and Amy are supposedly heading for some moon of a distant planet, and they land there instead. And it turns out something is happening in the upstairs apartment of this guy's house. So Amy gets whisked away by something that's interfering with the landing sequence of the TARDIS. So the Doctor is forced to become literally the lodger in the guy's apartment, takes the spare room that the roommate had just exited, and then he's trying to figure out what is going on in the apartment upstairs. Turns out it's some kind of extraterrestrial entity. I don't even think it was. I think maybe it's just like the computer trying to fix itself.
Yeah.
But it was trying to build its own, basically, a version of the TARDIS. But it couldn't find the correct person to run it. And it had already killed more than a dozen people. And then it tried to take the Doctor, but the Doctor managed to get James Corden and his girlfriend to declare their love for each other, which caused it to short circuit. Anyway, it was very funny. James Corden is great at just deadpan comedy. And Matt Smith was pretty funny too. And of course, we had varying shots of Amy back in the TARDIS as it was gyrating around. Overall, a very enjoyable episode. Don't know how it stands in the pantheon, but
I don't know anymore. I think most people were okay with The Lodger. I don't know if opinions have changed since everything that has happened since with James Corden. I don't know. I'm probably the episode itself is about the same. It's just, boy, nowadays it would be better if it was literally any other late night comedian than James Corden. But
is there some controversy about him that I'm not aware of?
Well, I mean, there was a whole thing. I don't know all the details about everything, but apparently he was really, really terrible to to some restaurant staff.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Okay.
There was that, and then I suppose of all the people who could be canceled, I suppose James Corden is pretty low on the list. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's just everyone was just kind of I don't know about this guy. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Could be better, could be worse with James Corden. So,
well, again, in just the context of the episode, I thought it was a good episode. I mean, not the greatest story. It was nothing world shaking, but it was fun.
Oh, and the people of Los Angeles specifically hate him because you know how they would do dance sequences in the middle of intersections.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the residents really hate that. There are plenty of videos of people sitting in their car filming because they literally they change the traffic lights so that they all stop for 10 minutes while they do this whole thing. And there's just people just I'm trying to go home or I'm trying to go to work or something, and just James Corden and all his stupid rich friends are dancing in this intersection, and it's just so. Again,
LA traffic is bad enough on its own. I mean, it's literally the eighth circle of hell.
That was certainly something.
Only the ninth circle is worse than LA traffic.
Well, yeah. And Los Angeles is also the definition of why cars exist and why they're so big in America. It's oh no, you Europeans out there and literally every other country in the world with your walkable cities and such. No. If you don't have a car in Los Angeles or access to a car, I mean, that might as well just be the old days of trekking to Oregon from one side of the country. It's just you're not getting anywhere anytime soon. That city city is so big.
Well, I saw a map recently. Some guy was doing this map that essentially said, and had the little blue dot there in Southern California, said, this is the city of Los Angeles. Here are American states that have a smaller population than the city of Los Angeles. And there's only like 5 or 6 states that are more populous than that one city.
Oh, yeah. So
there are, well, I used to tell my students when we were talking about Oklahoma history, New York City by itself has almost 4 times the population of our entire state of Oklahoma. So, you've always wanted to go to New York, and I keep thinking the density of population in New York City would, I think, drive us crazy.
Well, yeah. It's such a strange thing, too, especially when you compare the two cities, because it's like Los Angeles, I feel like that's a city of where does it end? Like, where does Los Angeles start and where does it end? It's just this large area. I remember there was some video a while ago, like 10 years ago probably, but it was basically just a couple people doing a collaboration, and one of them was from LA, and they were in Chicago, and they were like, man, it's so great that Chicago's like a city. Like, LA is just an area. I mean, you got like really tall buildings. We don't really have that in LA. We just have some buildings. It's like it's like ridiculous. And whereas then you have New York, which is also gigantic, and it also goes up.
Yes.
And it's just like, it's like there's so much even densely packed in there. So it also reminds me, there was someone talking about like Los Angeles, and it's like in comparison to Tokyo, which trumps everything. And it's just like, you walk by a building in Los Angeles, and that might just be like a restaurant. If you walk by a building in Tokyo, that could be like 10 restaurants and a bar and an arcade and like all these different things, all just from that one little like 10-foot gap that you walked. And it's just like ridiculous. So it's like, yeah, if Los Angeles ever learns the Z-axis, then they're going to be even more populous. So
now, again, this will be the last little geographical fact here. At one point in the last century, sometime between 1980 and 2000, the city of Oklahoma City was actually the largest city by land area, because we occupy almost all of the western half of Oklahoma County. We have a small part of Canadian County and a small part of Cleveland County as well. But it's like 625 square miles. But the thing is, there are parts that are within Oklahoma City that are completely uninhabited. It's just where the city limits have expanded outward. But now we're starting to grow. And again, our downtown, if you've ever seen downtown Oklahoma City, especially if you watch the National Basketball Association, we have like 5 skyscrapers that are over 25 stories tall. The tallest one is the Devon Tower at the moment. It's got 50 stories. So, you can literally, from where we live, which is about 12 miles north of downtown Oklahoma City, you cannot see the tops of the skyscrapers. You have to drive down to at least Britton Road, which is 7 miles south of us, before you begin to see even the tops of the skyscrapers in Oklahoma City. So and then once you start to see the skyline, you do notice how much the Devon Tower sticks out like a sore thumb. Yeah, it is 15 stories taller than any other building in the downtown area.
Well, yeah. So,
however, that said, before the Devon Tower was built, I used to tell my students that the height of what was it? It was an energy company. I can't remember what it was, but there was a oil company that owned that tower, and the tower itself was exactly as tall as the Great Pyramid of Giza. So about 500 something feet.
Yeah. So, anywho, it's the season finale today. We've got 2 episodes to round out this season. We're going to stop talking about James Corden and city structure and city planning and everything. So
now, they've mentioned the Pandorica earlier in the season, haven't they?
Yes.
Remind me what that was.
River Song, when they finished the Angel 2-parter, said that she would meet the Doctor again when the Pandorica opens. And the Doctor said the Pandorica is just a myth. But it's something that River remembers, so it'll be a past version of River who has encountered the Doctor. So it's, I mean, River, I'm gonna have to download some flowcharts at some point with River, so just to keep track of everything. But that's the main thing, is something will happen when the Pandorica opens, and I mean, there's no getting around it. That's just what the name of this episode is. So, you got anything else?
I got nothing.
Then we might as well jump right into these 2 episodes of Doctor Who. Here we go.
Okay, back to Winston Churchill.
We're taking rounds of the whole season.
Oh, Doctor? No, and neither are you. Where is he?
You're finding the time vortex.
Hallucinogenic lipstick. She tried to use it on me. Your tricks don't work in here, Dr. Song.
Well, that's just embarrassing.
This is the Royal Collection. And I'm the bloody Queen. What are you doing here? It's about the Doctor, Mum.
Is this Queen Elizabeth X?
Yep.
A vortex manipulator. Fresh off the wrist of a handsome time agent.
Let's hope that wasn't Jack.
On the cliff, there's writing, letters 50 feet high, a message from the dawn of time, and no one knows what it says because no one's ever translated it. The TARDIS can translate anything. All we have to do is open the doors and read the very first words in recorded history.
Hello, sweetie. And then some Greek writing.
Britain, 1:02 a.m. No. PM. No. AD.
That's a Roman legion.
Is this Londinium?
The Romans invaded Britain several times during this period.
Oh, I know. My favourite topic at school. Invasion of the hot Italians.
Why does he think you're Caesar?
Cleopatra will see you now.
All he sees is Caesar.
About 150 years after Cleopatra, but, you know.
What they don't know won't hurt them.
Your friend Vincent. One of his final works. He had visions, didn't he? I thought you ought to know about this one. Doctor? Doctor, what is this?
Nothing good. Nothing good.
And obviously buried for centuries. You won't find it on a map.
No, but if you bury the most dangerous thing in the universe, you'd want to remember where you put it.
Yeah! Come on!
No better place.
That is a place I would like to visit.
You know, I think they actually filmed at Stonehenge here, which almost no one is allowed to do.
not you.
So, oh dear, seems like someone else is here too.
Looks like the Mayan calendar. What year is this?
2010.
Okay, the Mayan calendar said was getting a lot of publicity because it said the world was going to end in 2012, or so people said.
A nameless, terrible.
The most feared being in all the cosmos. And nothing could stop it or hold it or reason with it. One day it would just drop out of the sky and tear down your world.
How did it end up in there?
You know fairy tales. A good wizard tricked it.
I hate good wizards and fairy tales. They always turn out to be him.
Yeah.
Pandora's box with all the worst things in the world in it. That was my favourite book when I was a kid.
What's wrong?
Your favourite school topic, your favourite story. Never ignore a coincidence. Unless you're busy, in which case always ignore a coincidence.
So can you open it?
Easily. Anyone can break into
Pandora was Greek, though.
Know what we're going to find first.
You might have long
They're
to
Roman.
wait. It's already opening.
It's all Greek to me.
The Pandorica is opening.
Doctor, everyone, everywhere.
Even poor Vincent heard it. in his dreams. But what's in there? What could justify all this?
Doctor, everyone.
Anything that powerful, I'd know about it. Why don't I know?
Doctor, you said everyone could hear it. So who else is coming?
Yeah, who else doesn't want to deal with whatever's in there?
What? Around this planet, there are at least 10,000 starships.
At least.
10,000, 100,000, a million, I don't know. There's too many readings.
What kind of starships?
Of course. All of them.
Yes. Okay. Darling fleet, minimum 12,000 battleships armed to the teeth. But we've got surprise on our side. They'll never expect
Daleks
3
don't have
people
teeth.
to attack 12,000 Dalek battleships, because we'd be killed.
And cyber ships.
Well, we need to start a firefight, turn them on each other. I mean, that's easy. It's the Daleks. They're so cross.
Sontaran, 4 battle fleets.
Sontaran. Talk about cross. Who stole all their handbags?
Terminatus, Slovene, Chelonian, Nestine, Dravin, Sycorax, Hemagon, Zygon, Atraxi, Draconian.
Draconians,
They're all
yay.
here for the Pandorica.
What are you?
Every alien species you've ever faced. They're all here.
The greatest military machine in the history of the universe.
What is? The Daleks?
No. The Romans.
Use them to your advantage.
One moment.
I have a gladius.
Oh, yeah.
There are fruit flies live on Hopton 6. They live for 20 minutes and they don't even mate for life. There's going to be a point to that. I'll get back to you.
Oh, yeah.
I found this in your pocket.
I mean, this is not the time.
Does it ever bother you, Amy, that your life doesn't make any sense?
Oh, jeez.
Okay, I need a proper look. Got to draw its fire, give it a target. You know how sometimes I have really brilliant ideas? Yeah. Sorry. Look at me on my target! Party's looking for, well, fresh meat.
What, us?
Yeah, it's just like being an organ donor, except you're alive, sort of screaming. I need to get up behind it. Could you draw its fire?
What, like you did?
You'll be fine if you're quick. It's only got one arm, literally.
I know, it was bluffing.
About to see a cyber Amy.
Yeah. Ow. And they got cyber darts.
You will be assimilated.
Yeah? You in whose body?
Oh no, the rest of the body is still there. Kick it.
Doctor?
Oh, the Romans are here.
Who are you?
Hello, Amy.
Oh, what a handsome Roman.
Your friend was very persuasive, but it's a tough sell.
Yes, I know that, Rory. I'm not exactly one to miss the obvious, but we need everything we can get. Okay. Cyber weapons. This is basically a sentry box. The headless wonder here was a sentry. Probably got himself duffed up by the locals. Never underestimate a Celt. That's what we're thinking. Missing something obvious, Rory. Something big, something right slap in front of me. I can feel it.
Yeah, I think you probably are.
I'll get it in a minute.
There it is.
Hello again. Hello.
You're looking good.
For a dead guy.
Have you been?
For an erased guy.
Good. Yeah. Good. I mean, Roman.
Rory, I'm not trying to be rude, but you died.
Again.
Yeah. Erased. What does that mean?
What do you think it means?
What? I don't know.
I got better.
It's kind of fuzzy. Did she miss me?
Well, she would have.
Come on! Look at me! No plan, no backup, no weapons worth a damn. Oh, and something else I don't have. Anything to lose. Just remember who's standing in your way. Remember every black day I ever stopped you. And then, do the smart thing. Let somebody else try first.
That's pretty convincing. What are they gonna do? Work together? It's hard to beat a man with a 100% win rate. I'm sure it's fine.
What's wrong?
Oh, jeez.
There are cracks in time.
This is why they have to keep picking up the TARDIS and bringing it somewhere. You never know.
I thought you'd come back for me, but she can't even remember me.
Oh, shut up.
What?
The universe is big, it's vast and complicated and ridiculous. And sometimes, very rarely, impossible things just happen and we call them miracles. And that's a theory. 900 years, never seen one yet. But this would do me. Now get upstairs, she's Amy and she's surrounded by Romans.
Meh.
Not sure history can take it.
Silence will fall.
26, June 26, 2010.
Yep.
You got a blanket? It's good. Who gave you that?
One of the fellas.
Which one?
It's one of them. Does it matter?
They'll be reprimanded tomorrow.
I'm Rory. What's wrong?
Nothing. It's just not what you expect Romans to be called. What's it short for? Veronicus.
What is Rory short for?
I think that's just it. It's just Rory. Famous actor named Rory Calhoun.
You're crying.
Oh, one of the Romans. Oh no, Rory too. What could be in there?
Well, now. Ready to come out, are we?
Autons?
Doctor, I'm down. I've landed.
Okay, just walk out of the doors. If there's no one inside, the TARDIS engines shut down automatically.
Just get out of there.
I'm going.
Run!
Yes, they are Autons.
I'm Rory. I'm
Williams. Rory Williams from Ledworth. My boyfriend.
Oh, you picked a heck of a time to remember.
Never forget.
Scan? Scan by what? A box?
Your limits and capacities have been extrapolated.
Jadoon!
The Jadoon are here. The Santarans are here.
Oh. No. No.
The Silurians are there too. And that guy and those guys.
All projections correlate, all evidence concurs. The Doctor will destroy the universe.
No.
The cracks in time are the work of the Doctor. It is confirmed.
No, not me, the TARDIS. And I'm not in the TARDIS, am I?
Only the Doctor can pilot the TARDIS.
Please! Listen to me!
You will be prevented.
Listen to me!
Ow.
I'm sorry, my love.
Well,
All right. Next time.
so the end of the universe.
The end of the universe and all time and everything. Every star exploding at the exact same time. All because the TARDIS exploded. So, remember when I said that how could they defeat the Doctor? They'd never work together? I lied. So, they were just a little bit off. I mean, to be fair, if you've watched most of Doctor Who, you too would probably think, oh yeah, only the Doctor can fly the TARDIS. But if you haven't watched this particular season, like most of the villains clearly haven't, then you don't know about River Song. So,
Well, didn't technically Amy fly it in the last episode?
I think she tried.
She tried, yeah.
She tried with the instruction of the Doctor. So, I mean, it's sound logic. If you lock up the Doctor, then that would be the end. The TARDIS will never be flown again, and of course, there are no more Time Lords that could ever fly it. But none of them could have accounted for River Song. So, they don't understand her. They haven't seen the flowcharts yet. So,
Well, it is certainly very interesting, and I'm sure the makeup people had a field day and some, extra pounds in their paycheck, because I'm sure those were not all CGI'd.
yeah. They might have... If I were to guess, maybe some of them, like the Silurians, were like... Maybe they, like, green screened them while they were filming the other episodes to put them in. And then for some of them, like the Jadoon, maybe I could see that, because the shots are very brief, but it's like they clearly had the Daleks there and the Cybermen, and at least one Sontaran was actually there.
Yeah.
So it's, I don't know. I'm sure they had to cut some corners somewhere, but... Because that's a lot of villains.
There was something that looked like a cross between Iron Man and the battle droids from Revolt of the Clones. What was that movie?
Oh, Attack of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, I don't know. They've been somewhere in Doctor Who history. And, I mean, I guess this is kind of... What we see is a lot of modern Doctor Who villains, probably just because they still had the costumes left over for everyone. But they do at least name drop a lot of classic villains as well.
The Draconians, we've been saying for years that they should bring back.
Yeah, they're there. The ship was there. They were part of the Alliance to defeat the Doctor, but unfortunately they are cameo in name only. So, but yeah, and it is a very interesting thing when you stop and think about the Pandorica, and it's like, okay, this thing is the most secure prison in all of time and the universe, meant to hold the most dangerous creature who ever lived. And then you realized, oh, it's to contain him. Because of course he is. Like I said, he has a 100% win rate. He cannot be defeated ever. So that makes sense, especially in this late into his life, specifically. So, though the way he says, when they ask, like, well, how did they get such a powerful creature in there? And he says, same way as every fairy tale. A good wizard tricked it. And it's just like, I don't know if it was a good wizard, but he was tricked. The good wizard was tricked. That's the difference, so. And I like River saying, I hate good wizards in fairy tales because they just turn out to be him. And it's just like, yeah, that makes sense, so. But yeah, interesting. I mean, it's such a crazy build-up, because you have to build up the Pandorica. You have to, you have this mystery just going to Rome. All this stuff. You're building up the TARDIS explosion. Okay, what's that? How does it relate to the Pandorica opening? And then on top of that, they just throw Rory in there too. And it's just like, well, how did Rory get here? So,
Oh, before I forget, and this has nothing to do with the episode. In my Facebook memories this morning, talk about, small world coincidences. The episode that popped up, Mummy on the Orient Express.
Oh yeah. So,
I say that because we just opened Agatha Christie's Murder on the Orient Express, adapted by Ken Ludwig at our theater last night.
You know, you could probably adapt that episode as a stage play, honestly. I mean, it's like Murder on the Orient Express. It takes place in a train, you know? It's like you don't have that many different locations, so... but anyway. But yeah. And it is also cool that it's like, yeah, this is one of the few times where they've been allowed to film at Stonehenge. Now, I think a couple of the shots where they're actually touching the rocks, I think those are some of, like, the lesser rocks that the whoever's in charge of taking care of Stonehenge, they don't really care more about those. It's like, okay, you can kind of go film there, and it's like, I think maybe it was just like some of those wider shots were the stones, the major stones themselves. So it's like, okay, we can send the actors out there, you know, to walk around a little bit, don't touch anything, and then come back. So, but otherwise, you know, they don't let pretty much anything be filmed at Stonehenge. So, so yeah, and I mean, this is also just such a good tie-in to pretty much every episode. So we had Vincent, who had the dream. You know, he even heard the Stonehenge broadcasting, so he painted the picture, which is also funny too when they're all just like, wow, what could this painting be? Even though, like, it's funny because in that episode, it's like, you know, there's a lot of abstractness in Vincent's paintings, and it's like, this is like the most to the point painting that he ever painted is the TARDIS exploding. He even left coordinates for where the Pandorica would open, including like where it would open and when it will open back in time. It's just like, this is it doesn't get more specific for Vincent than this, but we had that, then that leading to the painting eventually finding its way to Churchill, who accidentally calls River, who has to go find it among the royal collection where Liz 10 is, and it's like, it's such a nice wrap up of the season. So
now, did Moffat write all those episodes?
I don't know. I think he at least wrote The Beast Below with Liz 10, but I don't remember if he wrote Victory of the Daleks, and I don't think he wrote Vincent and the Doctor, so it's just but he definitely, I mean, kept everything working together, and so it's just, you know, he had the plan for this episode, so they were able to just film those cameos with those episodes, probably. So, but yeah, and then just every possible person is there to contain the Doctor. So, you got anything else before we get to the next one?
No. Again, it's very enjoyable, and I'm glad I'm not having to wait a week to watch the conclusion.
And I'm glad we're not waiting a week to watch the conclusion, because it was towards the end of that I was like, all right, I'm running out of things to talk about, so it's a good thing this isn't its own separate video. In case, I still see a couple people questioning why we do this now, but it's just like, for the two-parters, it's just better. I can't say that it's easier, because it means I have more work to do in the week, but it is better for the viewing experience, both watching the episode and then watching our videos discussing it. So that's why we do them like this now. It doesn't help that there are so many two-parters within a season, because we had the how many have we had? We had the two-parter with the Silurians. Now we have this. What was the one before? There was another. Now I can't remember what all happened this season. What was the one? It would have been. Oh, it was the Angel two-parter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So the fact that there are 3 two-parters within the season doesn't help, and it does mean we go through these a little bit faster. But there's just no getting around that, and there will be more to come. Definitely. There's one season that's almost entirely two-parters, and so I have to work around that a little bit. But anyway, let's get back to episode 13.
Dear Santa, thank you for the dolls and pencil and fish.
Back to the beginning.
It's Easter now, so I hope I don't like you. Back.
Nope. Nothing there.
If there were stars up there, we'd be able to see them, wouldn't we?
It depends on
Amelia, look at me.
how much pollution there is, but whatever.
You know this is all just a story, don't you? You know there's no such thing as stars.
But we're not looking at anything.
This way!
Amelia!
They've seen better days.
Yep.
Oh. Sorry, mate.
Sorry.
With the penguins in the Dalek exposition there.
You know, taxidermied animals, taxidermied Daleks.
But how can there be Daleks if there are no other stars?
How could indeed? Time to let the monster out.
Okay, kid. This is where it gets complicated.
Okay.
It looks a little different last time we saw him.
I could do with a ridiculous miracle about now.
Rory! Listen, she's not dead. Well, she is dead, but it's not the end of the world. Well, it is the end of the world.
Yeah.
Actually, it's the end of the universe. Oh, no, hang on.
Eh.
Doctor!
Doc, I'm back.
Pandorica. Oh, and when you're done, leave my screwdriver in her top pocket. Good luck.
What do you mean?
Well, this is awkward. Eh.
Temporal energy, same screwdriver at different points in its own time stream, which means it was me who gave it to you. Me from the future. I've got a future, that's nice. That's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unlike the rest of them.
What are they?
Do you know how many lives now never happened? All the people who never lived. Your girlfriend isn't more important than the whole universe.
Oh.
It's me! Welcome back, Rory Williams!
Ugh.
Sorry, had to be sure. Hell of a gun arm you're packing there.
That was a test and you
We need
passed.
to get her downstairs and take that look off your plastic face. You're getting married in the morning.
Well, in one of these mornings.
I'm leaving her a message for when she wakes up so she knows what's happening.
There's so much more elegant way of doing it than headbutting someone.
You can't even escape by dying. It forces you to stay alive.
But she's already dead.
Well, she's mostly dead. The Pandorica
Turns out
can
your
stay
friend is only
alive.
mostly
Now,
dead.
all it
Well,
needs now is a scan of her living DNA and it'll restore her.
Where's it going to get that?
In about 2,000 years.
Yeah.
You alright? Who are you?
She's fine. She's just 2,000 years older. Like Jack.
Will she be safer if I stay? Look me in the eye and tell me she wouldn't be safer. Answer me!
Yes. Obviously.
Then how could I leave her? Why do you have to be so human?
Eh.
Stay away from heat and radio signals when they come along. You can't heal or repair yourself. Any damage is permanent. So for God's sake, however bored you get, stay out of...
Eh. Alright. I hope you know 2,000 years worth of stories to think of.
He perished in the fires of that night, performing one last act of devotion to the box he had pledged to protect for nearly 2,000 years.
Rory. Oh, Rory.
Exterminate!
What's that?
Exterminate!
Oh, he got better.
Oh.
Scans indicate intruder unarmed.
Do you think?
Oh. He finally got a job.
Maybe. 2,000 years I waited for you.
Not so shut up.
And breathe.
Yeah.
And breathe.
Thirsty, can I get a drink?
Oh, it's all mouths today, isn't it?
It's a good thing it doesn't hit the bear.
So, 2,000 years? How did you do?
Kept out of trouble.
Wear it.
Successfully.
Rory! Listen, she's not dead. Well, she is dead, but it's not the end of the world. Oops.
Eh.
Sorry. Now I don't have the Sonic, I just gave it to Rory 2,000 years ago. And when you're done, leave my screwdriver in a top pocket. Right then. Off we go.
Good job.
No. How did you know to come here? Ah, my handwriting. Okay.
Gotta go grab a new one, or else there'll be a paradox.
There you go, drink up.
What is that? How
And it's still fresh
That's what's been keeping the earth warm.
for 2,000 years.
So there's something else.
Hi, honey. I'm home.
And what sort of time do you call this? Amy, what in the name of sanity have you got on your head?
It's a fez. I wear a fez now. Fezzes are cool. Oh! Exterminate!
Oh no.
That light brought Amy back, restored her, but how could it bring back a Dalek when the Daleks have never existed?
Okay, tell us.
I don't know.
The TARDIS
Eh.
blew up, it caused...
Records indicate you will show mercy. You are an associate of the Doctor's.
I'm River, so check your records again.
Mercy.
Say it again.
Mercy.
One more time.
Mercy.
How could he have moved? He was dead.
You got better.
Doctor!
But he was dead.
Who told you that?
He did.
Rule 1, the Doctor lies.
Where's the Dalek?
It died.
Yeah, she doesn't lie.
You okay?
Are you?
No.
Well, shut up then. All memory of him will be purged from the universe. He will never have been born.
It's the end of the show.
No, please.
Not only that, the show never happened. Yeah.
I don't even remember.
There was a crack in time in the wall of your bedroom, and it's been eating away at your life for a long time now. Amy Bond, all alone. The girl who didn't make sense. How could I resist?
It's from the Doctor. What does it say? Geronimo.
I escaped then. Brilliant. I love it when I do that.
Good job.
Legs, yes. Bow tie, cool. I can buy a fez. Now, the big... No, hang on, wait, that's last week when we went to space, Florida.
Ugh. And back a little further.
Look, everyone, behave. Do not let that girl open her eyes. Amy, later. River, gonna need your computer.
And there he goes without his jacket.
Remember what I told you when you were 7?
What did you tell me?
No. That's not the point. You have to remember.
Yeah, that wasn't a continuity mistake. I lied.
Remember what?
The daft old man who stole a magic box and ran away. Did I ever tell you that I stole it? Well, I borrowed it. I was always going to take it back.
Someday.
think I'll skip the rest of the rewind. I hate repeats.
Can't get all those actors back. We can't get David Tennant back, so let's just wrap it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, the father of the bride, Augustus Pond!
What a name.
Probably just call him Gust or Augie.
You're crying.
So I am. Why am I doing that?
Because you're happy, probably. Happy Mrs. Rory. Happy.
No. I'm sad. I'm really, really sad.
Great.
Yeah.
Why am I sad?
Well, you know the old saying? The old wedding thing? Huh?
Something old, something new, something borrowed, and something blue.
Yeah.
Amy.
Sorry about that. Last minute adjustments to certain aspects. Now then.
Bow ties. Bow ties are cool. The suspenders, too.
Amy, what is it?
Something old. Something new. Something borrowed. Something blue.
Yeah. He didn't steal it. He just borrowed it. It works.
Okay, Doctor. Did I surprise you this time?
Yeah. Completely astonished. Never expected that. How lucky
good job.
To be wearing this whole thing.
You absolutely, definitely may kiss the bride.
Amelia, from now on, I shall be leaving the kissing duties to the brand new Mr. Pond.
No, I'm not Mr. Pond. That's not how it works.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Right then, everyone. I'll move my box. You're gonna need the space. I only came for the dancing.
Ah, look at him go.
That's good. Keep it loose.
Crazy little thing called love.
Good on you, mate.
Thankfully, he's not plastic anymore. He's just human. The two of them aren't 2,000 years older.
Are you married, River?
Are you asking?
Yes.
Yes.
No, hang on. Did you think I was asking to marry me or asking if you were married?
Yes.
No, but was that yes or yes?
Yes.
Right, that doesn't help. Well, no, I get that it's important. An Egyptian goddess loose on the Orient Express.
Yeah.
In space.
In space.
Give us a moment. Sorry. Don't worry about a thing, Your Majesty. We're on our way.
Eventually. But that's beside the point. Alrighty. That is the end of the season.
And yet, they still managed at the very end to say, although we have tied up all of these storylines, there's the one remaining. What or who caused the TARDIS to explode? So,
yep, that is our big hanging plot thread that we'll have to continue on into the next season with. So, that's it. That's the end of season 5.
Very interesting. It's, again, fascinating how Moffat was able to carry that thread through so many different stories. Some of them almost not really memorable. Yeah, it's like just a little subtle thing. Oh yeah, that's still there, but don't beat us over the head with it like Bad Wolf. Not that Bad Wolf was a bad thing, but it's just again the guy is an outstanding writer.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, it does make you wonder by the end of this episode. It's like, I wonder how this would have shaped out if Tennant decided to stay on. because he was tempted by this season with everything that was going on. So it would have been interesting to see. But
now, this is one of those things I've seen that there are videos out there. It's, the reason why every doctor left. Did Tennant just decide that 3 seasons was enough, or 4 seasons, whatever it was?
Pretty much, yeah. And especially with Russell T Davies and that whole crew pretty much retiring as well, he thought good enough time. So, but yeah, it's definitely an interesting, probably up there as one of the best season finales, on top of just one of the best seasons of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
So, and even though it is, quite frankly, all over the place, in terms of how far. I mean, like, now that I'm just remembering back, it's like, oh yeah, we started with little Amelia Pond going and opening the Pandorica, and Amy's there instead of the Doctor, and somehow, 50 minutes later, now here we are at the end of this. So, it was a lot.
Yeah. Now, it's interesting that she goes back and now has a mom and a dad, and she remembers them, sort of. She will, I'm sure, get to remembering everything that was supposed to have happened, or not. Maybe she'll just wake up and go, well, I've got this gap where my parents disappeared and I don't know why. Were they taken into the gap in the universe, the crack in the wall?
Yes. So her parents were unwritten from time, but now that the cracks have all been closed, thanks to the Doctor, all of that has basically undone itself. So everything came back. Her parents were always there throughout her life, basically. And yeah, in a sense, it's one of those weird things where it's like, essentially the timeline that we see throughout season 5 is now technically not the timeline. In fact, I mean, it's difficult. I don't actually know what has happened from this season and what hasn't happened from this season, because with the Doctor coming back at that point, it's, he's been rewritten into the timeline of the universe. But did those events happen or not? Essentially, it's the question of, okay, so in this timeline, June the 25th, 2010, the Doctor shows up, whisks Amy away in the night, and eventually she comes back for the morning of the 26th, which is her wedding day. Did that actually happen or not? And I don't know, and I might need help on that, of how much of this season has actually happened. Yeah. So
it's kind of like that back in the late 80s or early 90s when the nighttime soap opera Dallas was still on the air. They had killed off one of their main characters, and the season that followed that was just awful, so they started the next season with the dead character's wife or something hearing a noise. She gets up out of bed, she goes in to the bathroom, and she opens up the shower door, and it's her husband, the one who had died the year before. And it turns out it was all, that last season was all a dream. So this isn't the same thing, but they're essentially taking that starting point, going through an entire season, and then just looping back. So, yes, all that stuff did happen, but when he gets back to that point, it's a different timeline. It's like Back to the Future.
Yeah.
When Biff gives himself the almanac, that changes the timeline, so everything that happens in the future is not what originally happened. So now they have to get back to the timeline before Biff gave himself the almanac. So, I mean, yeah, it's like you said, it's a flow chart that you've got to get back to the exact precise moment to keep it from happening again.
Yeah, so... But everything with Prisoner Zero and all that, I mean, it had to have happened to some degree, because this all starts with the Doctor's regeneration into this form. So that all had to happen. But if anything, it's like, yeah, that happened on his timeline. And now he's in this new time. I mean, it's a whole thing. So, which, I mean, the entire show is basically like that. We got a comment recently, actually, because for some reason, we keep bringing up the Dalek invasion of Earth. It's like, it's going to happen someday. The show's going to go long enough and it's going to happen. It's just like, I mean, that was, 8,000 timelines ago. Like, that's gone now. Yeah. So, but, yeah, it's just like everything is basically whatever is canon to the show is whatever they say in the moment is canon to the show. So, but right now, what is canon is Amy and Rory going with the Doctor on a new adventure after their wedding day. So, gotta take him to a honeymoon in space. Hopefully, it's better than Space Florida, which is what they went to last week apparently. So,
going back to Venice for their what wasn't their honeymoon because they weren't married yet, but
yeah,
for a vacation.
So, and
it's interesting that they mentioned the Orient Express and Cleopatra. Was it Cleopatra?
Well, that's the disguise that River was using with the Romans. But they said there was some sort of like ancient Egyptian goddess loose on the Orient Express in space.
Okay.
So, and yeah, it is also funny that it's just like, we'll get back to that later. He kind of skirts around that for a few seasons before we get back there. That is not what the next episode is about. So yeah, it's such an interesting episode as well. Just from hopping around, it's just like, okay, here is the worst possible thing that could ever happen on Doctor Who is the TARDIS has exploded, the universe is gone, and all that remains is the Earth in the year 102 AD with the Roman legionnaires and Plastic Rory. And it's like, okay, now how do we fix that from here? And it's just like, okay, let's go to the drawing board and figure out a solution. And it is also funny that it's just like, I mean, if anything, I guess everyone in the last episode that imprisoned the Doctor within the Pandorica, in a sense, they won because their whole goal was to save the universe, and they did, because they created the Pandorica to be so powerful and so effective. It's designed to, you can't even die in this thing. It keeps the prisoner alive so they can't even escape it in death. And because of that, it was the perfect tool to fly into the center of the exploding TARDIS and fix all of creation, basically. And it's just like, wow, they made that really well. If only they made, like, if it's like the old Slacker thing. It's like, if only you put half the amount of energy you put into the Pandorica into your evil schemes, the Doctor might not be able to win. But that's, Dalek technology, cyber technology, Santarans, Silurians, everybody working together to create the Pandorica. So, so yeah, and then also just just at the beginning, you have the shock of Amy's actually in the Pandorica, and then it cuts back, and it's like, well, Rory's there, Amy's dead, the universe is dead, everything's gone, and then just pops up the Doctor and a Fez and a mop saying, we got an idea, we know how to do this. So it's just an interesting back and forth. And one of the few times, for a time travel show, they don't do the... Well, honestly, I always called the Bill and Ted method.
Yeah.
Which is the, oh man, but we don't have the keys to get into the cell. It's like, we'll put them over here. And then they go and there they are. It's like, oh, we got to remember to put the keys over there. And it's like, it's that kind of thing. It's funny that Doctor Who doesn't play with that often. But even then, having the vortex manipulator, which we see when they used it with the Master episode, where it's just like, you go through time with a vortex manipulator, it sucks. It hurts to high heaven. It's cheap and nasty time travel, but there's nothing else in the universe. It's way easier to do.
Yeah.
So, well, then, yeah. You got anything for this episode, or even just this season? Since it's the end of the season.
I'm really enjoying Matt Smith again. I love the fact that he's bringing a lot of humor, and again, a lot of that is the writing, but a lot of that's his performance too. Because Tennant also had humor, but he tended to be a lot more serious.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love the fact that you got some very important stuff going on here in each of these episodes. Very dramatic stuff, and yet they can still find humor in it.
Yeah. There were a lot of times with Tennant where, he can be happy and bubbly and seeing the excitement of the universe and stuff, but then at the drop of a hat, it's just like he can get very jaded, and it's just like, ooh, he's really starting to show the Doctor's age and stuff, where it's like, with Matt Smith, it's like, it's very much, even though that is still there under the surface, it's like, but it's more of part of his character that now he's hiding it so much, you know? He's in what seems to be the youngest form he's ever had, despite the fact that he's the oldest he's ever been, and he's just hiding all of that through this strange persona, you know? And the fact that, you know, he's certainly more alien than Tennant ever was. So, but both have their strengths, obviously. And I want to bring this up because the comments weren't quite in on my plan, which was when we did the Angel two-parter. We had that moment where I said, you know, there's that scene where he like kind of walks off and he doesn't have his jacket, but he comes back and he has his jacket on. And I said, that's a continuity mistake. Because I figured, I was like, he's never going to notice that the Doctor has his jacket on. So I was like, I'll set that up. Because in the finale, that's when you realize, no, that's not a continuity mistake. It's the Doctor coming back from the season finale to tell Amy that. But some of you weren't in on the plan, and I got a couple comments that were like, no, that's not a continuity error, actually. I don't know if you just didn't remember that. And it's just like, I do remember it. Shut up! I'm laying the groundwork here. So, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's all right.
And to be fair, I forget a lot of stuff on the show anyway, so I don't blame you for thinking that. I mean, how many of those Torchwood episodes was I just like, man, I don't remember this at all. So it's I get it, and you were just doing your due diligence as Doctor Who fans and especially as YouTube commenters. But I was setting everything up to work with the finale. So, I mean, that's the thing. The first rule is the Doctor lies. The second rule is I lie. Specifically to you about this stuff. It's why I try in vain to gaslight you about Rose and Rory. So, both of which never work. So, but no, I don't think there's anything I gotta gaslight you over for a good while. Like,
good.
I think I'm kind of out of those. I mean,
well, and also I've been saying all along, especially these last couple of weeks, when we're in production mode, gearing up for opening night, which was last night, you know, my brain is fried. You know, I got mush coming out my ears because I'm working so hard on getting the show open that when you mention a continuity error, it went in one ear and not the other because I thought, okay, great, there's continuity errors all over the place.
Yeah.
So it didn't even register with me.
Yeah, honestly, if that had been an actual continuity error, I probably just wouldn't have brought it up because who cares that it's just... And especially, too, because like his jacket is so out of focus, you know, it really focuses on his face as he's talking to Amy. So it's just like, you can barely see that anyway. It really is a blink and you miss it kind of thing, but yeah, it is one thing of, you know, just how do I make sure that you are properly going through a complex Stephen Moffat story. Most of us can't do that on a good day, so...
And I guess, again, as a writer, I'm fascinated by the fact that he had a story to end the season and then managed to go back, and while they were doing all of these other stories before that, to put in, and again, I'm assuming they were filmed at the same time, to put in all of these various little clues for the finale.
Yeah, well, and especially, too, because that means that scene with the Doctor and Amy during the Angel two-parter, again, that was one of the first things they filmed, was that two-parter. So, you know, all the way at the very beginning, he had like, okay, we need to film this scene, you know, which it was part of that episode as well, of the Doctor going back to Amy. But at the same time, you know, it might have been a thing of like, okay, well, what is that? Is that, you know, playing into it? You know, who knows if they had seen every script for that season yet. So yeah, it's definitely an interesting thing just how calculated this season is, you know, tying every little last thing in. So,
and I will I'll keep this story as short as I can. I've written several plays. I wrote a version of The Sword and the Stone way back in the 80s, and of course the story of Arthur in The Sword and the Stone culminates with him pulling the sword out of the stone. If you know the story, he takes it to his cousin And the cousin says, how did you do that? And he said, I pulled it out of the stone. And they said, it's not possible. So they go back, and Arthur puts it back in the stone, and his cousin tries to pull it out. And the cousin goes and gets his father, and the uncle tries to pull it out, and everybody else tries to, and nobody can do that. So Arthur pulls it out again. That's the actual story. So I write this play with that in mind. We got to get up to this scene where everybody comes in, and they all try. Wrote the play. The first person who read it said, no, that last scene is not going to work. What do you mean it's not going to work? Yeah, it may be the story, but it's not dramatic. The last scene of the play has to be Arthur pulling the sword from the stone. None of that other stuff matters. So then, I've completely written the entire first act. Took me literally like 4 days to write the first act. It took me 6 weeks to rewrite the second act to figure out how to get to the point where Arthur simply ends the story by pulling the sword out of the stone. So, as a writer, you'd have to know where the end is before you really start. Otherwise, like say in serial television, you end up going this, and what comes out at the end is not at all what you expected when you first started.
Yeah. So the ending has to be, it's the first time he's pulling it out of the stone. It's the grand hero's moment and everything. Yeah. It can't be, you walk in, it's like, I got the stone. What? And then they put it back. Okay, now we're just going to take the next 2 hours of every character that I can possibly write and cast for this play and try to pull it out. And then he pulls out, I was like, see, I told you.
Yeah. So
I mean, that could work for a comedy, but not the dramatic story of Arthur. Yeah, I understand that is. Then you have to redo all the setup of like, okay, well, why? There's a sword in the stone. Everyone has to get to it. Why didn't Arthur get to it first? Then he has to get to it last and everything. So it's like, yeah, I can see why that would be a pain. Essentially redoing the story, even if that's how it is, so.
And by the way, visually, it turned out very effective. And I ended up playing Merlin in it, so I was very happy with it.
Well, yeah. So, but this is definitely up there as one of the highlight seasons of Doctor Who. Now, when I say that, that does not mean it's all downhill from here. Although I feel like there might be some people that might say it's all downhill from here, but I mean, no, there are ups and downs of the preceding seasons.
Well, from the standpoint of where we are now, you realize there's still 15 years of Doctor Who to go, so...
We have 10 more seasons to go before we're caught up to where we are now, so... So we've got 2 more seasons of Matt Smith. Then we have 3 seasons of Peter Capaldi. We have 3 seasons of Jodie Whittaker. Then we have 2 seasons... then we have the specials in the middle. And then we have 2 seasons of Shudigatwa. And that's where I... And once we get there, that's where I'm going to take up drinking. And I'm just going to drink to forget. But we talk about highs and lows. It's... You know what? High highs, low lows. And each one of those is... It's a gift that keeps on giving, Doctor Who. So, but next up is the Christmas special, because we finished the season. It's time to get another Christmas special. The last genuine Christmas special we had was the Next Doctor with Jackson Lake and everything. Yeah. Technically, the End of Time Part 1 was also a Christmas special, but I mean, it had its own thing to do, obviously, and that was Part 1 of the regeneration story, but still. So we'll have a genuine Christmas special, and then we'll move on into Season 6. And the big things going into Season 6, we have what destroyed the TARDIS, what caused the TARDIS to explode, and what River said there at the end. Who is River Song? That is a question. It's time to answer that pretty soon. So, and
now, again, I think I've seen clips of this. She actually survives into Capaldi's era, doesn't she?
A bit, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so... We'll have plenty of River Song in the future, but...
I like the idea of River Song because for so long, all of the other Time Lords have essentially been against him. You had the meddling monk, and you had the Master, and the Rani. And so it's nice to see someone who is a foil for him, but not, at this point, not his enemy.
Yeah, so... But that's on the assumption that she is a Time Lord. She could be... anything.
Well, she could be one of those time agents like Captain Jack Harkness, I guess. But I'm assuming at this point, now again, there's no spoilers or anything, I'm just assuming that she must be in some way a Time Lord. but I don't know.
It is something. I'm going to need to print off the flowcharts for this, though. This, I make the joke about, once we get to some of the later seasons, I'm going to need to start taking up drinking. I think this is where people started taking up drinking. Not because it's bad, but just because, and also, it's because this is where a meme started cropping up. From this episode, actually, where Amy, the Pandorica opens and she said, "All right, kid, this is where things get complicated." That will be passed around for almost every episode for the next at least 2 seasons and beyond. And it's just, it keeps getting more and more and more and more and more complicated. And I need to go get the flowcharts and the spreadsheets and figure out everything. Because even though I've watched it all, oh my gosh, there is so much going into the next seasons and specifically about who River Song is. So... You got anything else?
I got nothing.
Then that is basically it. With all of that being said, we're Alex and Dad from 7th Hour Films, and we will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist with all of our modern Doctor Who reactions, as well as another playlist with every Doctor Who video that's on the channel. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.